You are now listening to Mike's Opinion, Logic Unleashed.
That's right. You are now listening to the Mike's Opinion podcast and watching Logic Unleashed. Here, baby. How you doing? How are you doing? I'm back. I'm kind of back. If you don't know why I've been gone, check out the episode before this one. Get your Kleenex out. I don't know, you might need it. But momentous, sad event happened in my life about a month and a half ago now. Doing my best to move forward. If you want to know what it was, check out the last episode. But doing my best to move forward one day at a time. So I'm here. I'm going to keep it light in this episode. But as you always know, I want to know how you doing. Hit me up, Mike's Opinion Pod. Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com or any of the socials. I would love to hear from you. Just saying welcome back. Let me know you still out there. You still rocking with me. It would be greatly appreciated. Let me know that you missed me. Did you miss me? I missed you. I missed you. I missed being here for you. Lots of episodes coming. Lots coming up. I got a huge update episode I'm gonna do because there's a lot going on right now. You know, yesterday was election day around the country. Been a lot going on, with that. Of course, Halloween has passed us. Fortunately, to my knowledge, there was no major events that went on. Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas, New Year's, all that's coming up. Cold weather eventually is gonna make its way to Texas, where I'm at. Y'all know I'm from New York City, but I miss that cold weather. I like that frosty weather. It gets too damn hot here in Texas. But the cost of living is lower than it used to be, but it might as well be New York or Cali at this point. Anyway, the way, these home flights prices are inflating, groceries, inflation is rocking the nation. You know what I'm saying? I digress. If you saw the title of this episode, then you know what it is, because I'm keeping it light. I'm coming back. I'm going to do something light. You know what I'm saying? So, candy bars. That's what we're going to talk about today. Candy bars. All right. First, I'm gonna give you a couple different lists. I'm gonna end this with my list, my top 5 candy bars. You know what I'm saying? If my top 5 are your top 5, I'm gonna just let you know you a special human. You a special individual. You know what I'm saying? Because some people need a lot of crunch in their joint. Some people need, some nougat. Some people need this. Some people need that. A cookie. I don't want. You know what I'm saying? Before I get ahead of myself, if you want to let me know your top 5, once again, I'm all over. You can find me anywhere. Mike's Opinion Podcast. Hit me up on any of the socials: TikTok, Facebook. You know what? Scratch that TikTok joint, because I don't even know. I used to be on there, but I'm trying to get back on there. But there was some problem with password and stuff like that. But Facebook, Twitter, IG, definitely hit me up. I'm thinking about getting on Rumble. Let me know. If you on Rumble, let me know. Should I get on Rumble? Because Rumble, they say you can do what you want to do. I haven't been doing the YouTube thing for so long, but it's the times, right? If I'm gonna keep moving forward, I started to keep it just the audio pod, because like my first, I guess, 150 episodes was all audio. There's good content out there too. Some of the audio technically is might be a little hard to listen to, but I ask you to work with me. I'm not an audio engineer. Y'all know I'm a one-man band. I do this by myself, except for when my lovely, beautiful, and talented wife decides to join me. She refuses to get on video for reasons I don't understand. The world don't understand. I can't take her ass nowhere. Oh, she's so pretty. She's so this. But you know what I told her? I said she's ashamed of me. She is ashamed to be sitting next to me in video for the world to see. She says, "No, I'm not. I need to do this and do that." I'm like, yeah, look, whatever. I don't think she really loved me, y'all. But anyway, and right now she's sitting in the same room, and I asked her to be quiet. So I know right now she really wants to say something, but I asked her, don't say nothing. She can't say nothing, because if you're not going to be on the pod, then don't be on the pod. So since I started doing video, she won't be on the pod with me. So it's all good. It's all good. You say, oh, she just threw something at me. Yo, but when you love somebody for real, you got to take the good, the bad, the ugly, the sweet, the sour. You got to take all of that. And that's what I take with her, because, it's all good. I love her, and I'm happy to have her. So so anyway, moving right along. So put my reading glasses back on, because See a little gray hair right here. I'm getting long in the tooth, yo. I'm getting long in the tooth. But so candy bars. We in the eating season, right? We started out with the candy, excuse me, candy season with Halloween. So those of y'all that got kids, we go trick or treating with our kid every year. They got this block up the street. They shut down the block. They got popcorn, all the houses, big $1 million joints. They do it big. We hit this one joint. They was giving out full size candy bars. They was having a party. They was half drunk. They had people come in their house. Like, you trick or treat, you go to the door. They had the door open and you got about 3 or 4 feet in their house. They had a human barricade in the front. They was wilding. They was wilding. And that house, they always wilding. They seemed like a bunch of fun people. I took a picture of this lady. I think she was kind of a witch. She had her face mashed up against the front window. It was hilarious. But and we met some of the homeschool parents, some of my son's little friends out there. These particular homeschool parents have 5 kids. And I just go, ooh, 5 kids. And I don't know, you read these news stories all the time, and I know I digress, but this lady, a black lady, a sister that lives in my county, in a neighborhood, a city north of me. Anyway, took a walk and she got hit and ran over by a car and died. But she had 8 kids, 8, and was trying to be an actress and looked good. 8 children. Now I didn't go into depth if they were, like a hybrid family or blended family, or if all those 8 kids were hers. My wife's friend, one another homeschool group, she's got 4 boys and is trying to have another one. And I'm like, yo, if I wasn't as old as I was, I would rock with that. I'm just going to put it out there. I would have a Brady Bunch. But I'm too old. I am too old. I'm not trying to be at a high school graduation in a wheelchair or a walker. And people are like, yo, is that your grandpops? Like, no, that's my pops. I just don't think that's fair to the child. That's me being considerate of the son. So I don't know. That may change lately. You say, yo, Mike, what the hell does this have to do with candy bars? Nothing, but it's all connected. Y'all know I digress. You know how I get down. So listen. So I did some lists, right? When I was researching, I do research for all the episodes. And I got to stop this squeaky chair. I need a new chair, y'all. Please support the show. Support the show. Like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, do all that. And look in the show notes. If you got $1, let's just start with $1. If you listen to the show, give me $1. If you could afford more, great. But in the show, the GoFundMe is there. I need to see if that's still even operational. But PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, support your man right here. Do you hear this? Can you hear that? My chair is squeaky and old. So anyway, I did a top 10 list, and then I did top 10 by sales. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to give you my top 5. So this is just a basic top 10 list of candy bars in the world. This isn't by sales. I'm going to get to that next. The first one, M&M, or I'm gonna do countdown. So 10, the 10th most popular candy bar, which ain't even really a bar, so it really shouldn't even count, as M&M's. But you tell me, when you ain't in the mood, when you rocking, you got a handful and you chug them joints. I always think about right now the Nutty Professor movie, the first one. He was sad on the couch, he was brokenhearted, and he was drinking M&M's out of a jar. Y'all remember that? Shout out to Eddie Murphy. But yo, M&M's are delicious. You can keep them joints with the peanuts though, because I don't need no extra crunch in my joint. I don't need them to be that big. It's too much. I need just the pure candy coated chocolate. And if you didn't know, they first appeared in 1941 and they became commercially available in 1945. And they used to give them out to soldiers back in the days, try to keep them amped up on sugar so they can fight, kill, kill, kill. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Number 9 is Three Musketeers that came out in 1932. It's almost 100 years old. Close to it. Three Musketeers. Mwah. Delightful. I'm gonna give you a little insight. Might be on my top 5. Just saying, might be. Yo, listen. The lightness of that nougat, surrounded by the perfect layer of chocolate. Like, I'm an aficionado, right? So the chocolate got to be a certain, depending on what you eating, it's got to be a certain like thickness, right? And for me, the thicker the better. But that Milky Way is light. It ain't nothing to crunch on. It's delicious, delicious. Number 9 on this list of top 10 in the world, right? Number 8, Kit Kat. Look, you can't go wrong, right? Can't You can't go wrong. You basically got 4 little mini candy bars in one. So my lovely wife, who I mentioned earlier, and she hates when I talk about, I don't know. She said, "Don't mention me. Don't you talk about me no more. Nobody want to hear that." And I need to talk with her more about that because I forgot her reasoning. It's like, people out here keep mentioning your wife, your wife, your wife. You know, she's a strange person. But anyway, Kit Kat, she found the giant Kit Kat. I think she found it like in Kohl's or somewhere one day. They had the chocolate ratio on this Kit Kat is bananas. Like, it take me 4 days to eat one of them joints. Like, it's big and it's thick, it's giant Kit Kat. If you never seen one, it's one of, you know how in the regular joints you got the 4 bars. It's just one of those bars, but it's huge, huge. And fun fact, Kit Kat wasn't always known as Kit Kat. When it dropped in 1935, it was known as Roundtree's Chocolate Crisp. Did you know that? You didn't know that. You heard it here first on the Mike's Opinion podcast. Tell everybody, yo, did you know the Kit Kat was the Roundtree's Chocolate Crisp? No, you didn't know that. You did not know that. Yep. So, and originally, initially started as a 4-finger bar in the UK. Number 7, Dove. Now listen, there are certain chocolates that I thoroughly enjoy, and I just because of their silky smoothness. Dove is one of those. My first introduction to Dove was downtown Manhattan, New York City, and they had these carts. Like, you got the hot pretzel cart, you got the hot dog cart. Nowadays, you got the halal carts. You know what I'm saying? But they had the Dove bar joints on the corner, and it was just the ice cream bar on the stick. And then you would come up and they would dip the joint in chocolate. And I know some of y'all like, yo, that ain't nothing but a dilly bar, yo, from Dairy Queen. No, 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 no. Don't even get it twisted or confused, because that's not what that was. And if you was in New York and you know what I'm talking about, hit me up. Like I said, Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com. You can email me or hit me up on any of the socials. But yo, they used to, and that, I don't know how they got that chocolate to be so thick on there, but yo, it would adhere to it. Delicious. But the Dove candy bars, I don't really rock with them as a bar. I get the bag with the little squares, and you pop one of them, just melt in your mouth. It's creamy and smooth and delicious. And doing the research, I didn't really know why, but the reason why, Dove uses 100% pure cocoa butter for their trademark texture and flavor. You ain't know that neither, did you? Number 6 on this list is Cadbury, which for me is it's like right there with the Dove joint, yo. The Dove. And just before I move on to Cadbury, just real quick, yo, you having trouble finding the Dove bars in the frozen section of your grocery store? Because Dove bars used to be the joint, Haagen-Dazs used to be there, but then the Magnums came, and I guess it wasn't enough shelf space, wasn't enough real estate for everybody. It's hard to find them Dove bars, and I feel some kind of way about that, because the Magnums could kick rocks, as far as I'm concerned. Bring back them Dove bars, the milk chocolate joints. Every once in a while, the dark chocolate is good, but bring back the milk chocolate Dove bar ice cream bars. I want them in my grocer's freezer, and I want them now. Because even the Haagen-Dazs, those is better than the Haagen-Dazs for me. and I can't wait. Look, support the show because I'm not gonna say if, when I get rich, and I'm late, because I already said I always said I was gonna be rich by the time I was 50, and I'm late. I'm past that, and I ain't rich yet. But when I can start my own confectioner's company, I'm making a chocolate ice cream bar, and the chocolate is gonna be this thick. And I'm sorry for y'all that's listening on audio that can't see this, that ain't watching on YouTube. Go check it out. But the it's gonna be a half-inch thick chocolate, and then it's gonna be vanilla ice cream, and then when you get finished with the ice cream, it's gonna be another chocolate bar in that. Because I used to eat a chocolate bar that was kind of like that. It's gonna be Mike's Extreme. That's gonna be the name of the company. And if you bite my shit, look, I'm coming after you because it's right here. It's November 8th, 2023, Wednesday. And I said this here. I've had this idea. I got it written down. I don't know, maybe I mailed it to myself. You know, that's what you do if you want, kind of protect your intellectual property, keep the postmark. But listen, um, a lot of this chocolate, a lot of this stuff is lacking. Like my son and I went to Dairy Queen, which we never go to. It was his first Dairy Queen visit. And we wifey had to go handle something and we dropped her off. So we was waiting for her. We went and had lunch. And so I got the double dip cone, right? I wanted the extra chocolate, man. You could blow on that and the chocolate would break. It was whack, but it was huge. I asked for like they got the small, medium, and large. I'm glad I asked for large because the medium, no exaggeration. This cone was a soft serve cone, double dip, was this big. It had to be a foot and a half tall. I was like, my son was like, yo, that joint is mad big. I was like, yeah, and then he got some other dessert. Yo, they generous portions at Dairy Queen. You know what I'm saying? And I hate saying these names. I know I'm not sponsored. Once again, support the show, please, any way you can. But this is free advertising for these people. And I'm not, feel some kind of way about that. Back to the Cadbury though. Number 6 on this list. The smoothness of the Cadbury chocolate. And I like the bars are big. It makes me think of Willy Wonka, right? Like where's the golden ticket? Because they big. And the almond joint is delicious too, because they put whole almonds, not no almond pieces, not no slices. It's got the whole almond in them joints. But you can just give me this straight chocolate bar and I'm good. Number 5 on this list, I can't say I've ever personally experienced. My wife used to live in Belgium, and she says she had this. I have never even seen one, really. I just heard about it while doing this list. It's called Milka. If you've ever had a Milka, Milka, it's a German chocolate bar. It dates back to 1901, so it's over 100 years old, 120 plus years old. Please hit me up. Let me know. School me on the Milka. Because as soon as I said that while I was doing the research, I was talking to wifey, and she was like, "Oh!" As soon as I said it, she's like, "Oh, those days delicious." She said they got them in the international section, so I'm gonna be seeking them out because, like I said, I'm a chocoholic. I love milk chocolate, and I can rock with the dark chocolate too. You know what I'm saying? But them cocoa content, I remember taking 85% cocoa bar. I was like, "Ew," because cocoa by itself, you don't have no sugar, no milk. It's really bitter and disgusting. And if you ever want to test that theory, just go get you a container of cocoa. I wouldn't advise even a spoonful. Just like get a dessert spoon and just take a little bit and put it in your mouth. And you'll be like, chocolate is disgusting. Cocoa is disgusting. But when it's mixed, and it could be aphrodisiac, it could be sensual. Like, I would love to take a nice gravy bowl of warm chocolate and pour. Well, never mind. I'm never gonna go there. But I'll talk with wifey about that later. But you want to do that in the hotel. I'm not doing that at my house because that's nasty. Number 4 is the Hershey bar. Now, come on. Come on. It's Hershey's. Everybody loves Hershey's. I remember going on field trips, the Hershey's Park, and having fun experiences. But that chocolate, I don't want to say it's mid, but it's acceptable. I'm not a s'mores dude, but people put it in these s'mores. I'm not, I'm just not that dude with the graham cracker and the marshmallow and all that. It's keep that for me. For me, if that's what you like, then that's what you like. But um, Hershey's is Hershey's. They number 4 on the list. The Great American Chocolate Bar. I'm not even gonna go into. I'm gonna say something political, but not for this episode. Number 3. I you know I told you I like crunch sometimes, but not really my chocolate bars. Milky Way. Milky Way is delicious. It's got the caramel, the nougat, the chocolate. It's been around for 100 years, since 1923. Happy birthday, Milky Way. Yummy, yum to the yum yum. And originally, it used to cost 5 cents. And the bar was 3 times bigger than it is now. Back in the days, people was living well, yo. People was living well. I remember Now and Laters, which of course is not on this list. Now and Laters used to be the size of this tape measure. You see this tape measure? And one Now and Later would last you for 45 minutes. One pack of Now and Laters, you go for 3 days. Now they're the size of a dime. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. I don't even understand why it's like that. But I haven't had a Now and Later in a minute. Right now, it makes me think I want one. Now and Laters used to be the joint, yo. I don't know. Where can you find Now and Laters? Number 2 on this list is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Now look, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups to me really prove that shape matters in what you eat. Shape matters. If Reese's was rectangular, it wouldn't be as good. If it didn't have those little grooves in the side, it wouldn't be as good. It's something about that circular. I want to say perforated. It's not perforated. It's those little folds. It's something about that that's just delicious. I understand why it's number 2 on this list. On this list, I understand it. From 1928, they've been rocking. Number 1 on all lists, including this list. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a few seconds. Guess what it is. I can't hear you. I need to do a live call-in show. Snickers. On any list that I've looked at, Snickers is the number 1 candy bar domestically, internationally, any way you cut it. Snickers is that joint. And I tell you, it's not in my top 5. Probably not even my top 10. It's good if you in the mood for that. It's all right. It's acceptable. But number one, I don't think so. So that's that list. I just want to pause for a second. And I want to say, because I think 2 people that I personally know, my sister's husband is one of them. But if you don't like chocolate, I will pray for you. I feel sorry for you. And I wonder what's wrong with you. Unless, of course, if you're allergic, if you have some kind of, bad reaction to it, that's sad. That saddens me. You should go get like a complete blood transfusion from somebody else that is chocolate tolerant. You could do that. I know somebody that did that too. Like they was allergic to fruit, they had a medical condition, they got a full blood transfusion, then they could eat fruit, but then they was allergic to seafood. So, but anyway, if you don't like chocolate, I'm shaking my head. I do not and cannot comprehend or understand that because it's delicious. I just had to say that. I respect your choices and your decision. But if you don't like chocolate, I don't want to know you. Anyway, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm joking. I'm joking. So before I move on to the money list, I had made some notes here, and there's a couple of honorable mentions, I'll call them, that were not on any list that I found. And maybe I don't know if they still rock like this. I know one of them still is existing, but I remember the old school fundraisers back in the 70s, 80s, and they used to go door to door selling world's finest chocolate bars. And they used to have also the nougat roll, where you could order the nougat roll. It was like a log, and it was basically just a big log of nougat rolled in like crushed nuts or something. And it didn't have no chocolate in it, but it was delicious. But them world's finest bars, and see, this is why I wish my wife was on the podcast, because my wife has a very funny story about the world's finest chocolate bars that she could have told here. I'm not going to tell it. It's her story to tell. But the world's finest chocolate bars was like this high. They were like 2 inches high, maybe about 5 inches long. They had like 4 sections. It was a solid, big old chocolate bar. It was like $2 for the fundraiser. But it was wrapped, the outer wrapper, not the inner foil wrapper, but the outer wrapper had a McDonald's coupon for like $1, $2 off a burger or something like that. And so it was a win-win. You were supporting the kids, and you ended up getting a free bar if you used that coupon. Shout me out if you know what I'm talking about. I know this couldn't have only been a New York City thing. I know it. But especially with the McDonald's coupon. But if you remember them big, thick, world's finest chocolate bars, and they had a distinct taste to them. A beautiful chocolate flavor. That milk chocolate was delicious. But honorable mention to them, if they were commercially available, which I think they still are. In fact, I want to say I ordered some about 10, 12 years ago. I just thought about it and I found out they were still there. It wasn't the same though. So I don't know if they changed the recipe, the size wasn't the same, whatever. But shout me out anywhere, like I said, email, socials. But that nougat roll too, it was all nougat. It was 90% nougat, and them joints was the bomb. If you remember those, hit me up. Let me know. But before I move on to this money list, it's the money list right here. All right. So the money list is the top 10 selling by the numbers, by the sales figures, by how many bars they sell each year. The numbers are ridiculous. But before I get there, I think you said, Mike, you're going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Just hold on. Some other things that didn't even make it to the list. Two of them, straight up nasty as far as I'm concerned. Almond Joy and Mounds. You can miss me with all of that. The coconut, no. There's the Fifth Avenue, the 100-gram bar, the Heath bar, the Charleston Chew is another one. Ugh. The Mars bar, though, I can't really find them, but those used to rock, though. Mr. Good bar, the Take 5. Who remembers the Old Henry? Old Henry was good. Old Henry was good. I like the Old Henry. Payday. Huh? Ain't no chocolate in that joint, but I was just talking to my daughter, and she said they got a chocolate payday out there. And I was like, ain't that really a Baby Ruth, though? But not really. They got the Nestle Crunch joint. You know what I'm saying? The Twix. Twix is just flat whackness to me. I don't understand why they even exist. They call it a cookie. It's really cardboard inside there. I don't even understand who like Twix, because Twix is on this next list I'm about to do. I don't know how. I don't know if they count them both, rows as 2 bars, because joints is whack. All right. Top 10 selling of all time. Number 10, Dove. It says Dove Galaxy because Dove is Dove here in North America, but in the rest of the world, it's sold as Galaxy, which I did not know, excuse me, until I was doing the research here. So I'm glad, and I've traveled abroad. I can't say I was, eating a lot of chocolate, but, and it's been a minute since I've been out the country, but um, the Galaxy, you want a Galaxy, mate? Huh? I don't know if that was British, Australian, I don't know what that was, but so um, they sell over 145 million of those bars every year. So that's the 10. That's the bottom. So they are selling hundreds of millions of these bars every year. Every year. All right. Number 9 is Twix. Yeah. I told my wife she was happy it's on this list. They sell over 215 million of those. Next, moving on. Number 8, Hershey's. Now, a lot of y'all be like, what? Hershey's is number 8? Yes, because I told you, Hershey's it's a little mid compared to other joints out there. You know what I'm saying? Number 7, Milky Way. They sell over 300 million of them joints. It's another Mars bar product, right? Number 6, Kit Kat. They sell 348 million of those every year. Yo, that's over a third of a billion bars, yo. Think about that. Every year. That's crazy. It's crazy. Number 5, Cadbury. They sell about 650 million bars every year. Number 4 is that Milka. I'm not up on the Milka. Came from the Swiss. It originally came from Switzerland, and it's the most popular candy bar in Germany. They have a cow mascot, and they sell over 730 million Milka bars a year. Now keep doing the math, right? Do the math with this, right? All right. There's only 8 billion people on the planet, and we didn't already surpassed just a billion. We eating the hell out of some candy, is my point. We are eating the hell out of some candy. This doesn't include all the sour candies, the Skittles, like I said, the Now and Laters, the Mike and Ike's, the Sour Patch, all the other stuff, the Twizzlers, all the stuff. And if you like black Twizzlers, just let me know why. Why? Anyway, number 3 was the Toblerone. Have you ever seen these? They're like little pyramids and like a long triangles. They weird to eat. I've had them a couple times. I'm gonna revisit them because it's been a long time since I had one. But to be number 3, they sell. Listen to me. They sell over 1 billion Toblerone bars, or is it Toblerone? Is it Italian? I don't even know. Let me see. No, this is Swiss. It's also from the Swiss. So, but if you up on those, you seen these? They're like it's not cylindrical. It's a long triangular thingy. So they weird though. I don't know. I guess you're supposed to pop one off and eat it a little at a time. It's weird though because the base is hard and it don't really break off clean, and that's my memory of that. Number 2, selling about 2 billion bars a year, but they're not a bar. Is Reese's peanut butter cups. 2 billion. That's a quarter of the amount of people, and we talking babies, centurions, we talking all the humans on Earth. That's a quarter. Who is eating all this chocolate? I know I'm eating some. I'm not gonna front. I had some Three Musketeers today. So yeah. Number 1. You already know what it is. I already told you what it is. Once again, with over 2 billion bars sold annually, is Snickers. Snickers, and they only been around since 1930. That Snickers bar, and the Mars Company, who makes Snickers, was founded by Franklin Clarence Mars in 1911. And do you know why Snickers is called Snickers? Another fun fact: Snickers was Clarence's family-owned racehorse. They had a racehorse named Snickers, and that's where the candy bar came from. There's a dead horse somewhere who's like, yeah, I'm that. I'm him. Snickers. I'm the most popular joint on the planet. Rest in peace, Snickers. I hope you won a bunch of races, yo. So, then you have the top 10 selling. And before I wrap this up, I'm just gonna let y'all know. If you listen to my top 5 hip hop joints of all time, hip hop artists of all time, y'all know I'm different, right? Check out that episode, by the way. Uh, you know, top 5 rappers of all time. So my top 5. This is me, Mike of the Mike's Opinion podcast. These are the joints that I like. Number 5. I'm going from 5 to 1. Number 5, Carmelo. Ain't on nobody's list. The Carmelo. If you're not up on it, now I'm not talking about Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player. I don't get down like that. Big ups to those that do. Do you? The Carmelo candy bar is small in comparison to candy bars, but it's these 4 connected squares of super creamy, perfectly flavored milk chocolate with soft caramel, gooey caramel in the middle, and the shit is spectacular. It's spectacular. It's yeah. Yum to the yum, 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 yum. If you haven't had one and you like chocolate, you like caramel, go get one. And I'm not sponsored. I'm not getting a penny for saying none of these things about these candy bars. I should be. Number 4. For me, is the Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth. Oh man. That nougat, the chocolate, and I like the nuts, the crunch. I said I'm not a big fan of the crunch, but there's something about those. Just a little side note. I think one of the reasons is one day I think I was like, I don't know, maybe 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, something like that. There was a candy spot, a candy store, a candy only store, just a candy store right in the same block as my school. And one day after school, I had no money. And that was the first spot we hit. It was right in the block. Everybody used to go to the candy store. It was mad packed after school. And I remember a couple of my homies, a couple of my classmates. And I think maybe I was extra hungry that day. But I remember walking with them and they was eating a Baby Ruth, yo. And they wasn't like sharing. I wanted that Baby Ruth. I wanted to snatch that Baby Ruth. To give me that. I want it. I think that attributed to my fondness for Baby Ruth. Not that they're not delicious. They are. But um, but yeah, I just drifted off. But yeah, but yeah, Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth. So Carmelo, Baby Ruth. Number 4. The number 3 favorite candy bar of Mike's of the Mike's Opinion podcast is the Three Musketeers. The Three Musketeers is It's like what heaven would taste like if it was chocolate. It's just light. It's just beautiful. It's the taste in it is there's elegance and simplicity. And Three Musketeers is simple. The nougat is real light. It's just a nice experience. It's just heavenly. I don't, it's hard to describe. It's like you put on, you know, you just float. You just float when you eat it. It's delicious. It's delicious. Number 2 is the Milky Way. Milky Way is equally delicious, but it's heavier than that Three Musketeers. It's heavier, but it's got that Three Musketeer vibe with some caramel. The nougat is thicker. It's delicious. And number 1, my number 1 candy bar of all time is thick. It's really thick. It's a square. And if you like Raisinets and Goobers, then it's the one for you because it's got peanuts and raisins in it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know? Oh man, I was just calling the show because I'd be like, yo, what is it? What is it? What is it? It's that chunky, yo. The chunky. It's my number 1 joint. And you were like, what? If you never heard of the chunky, go stop the podcast or listen to it if you're in your headphone. Go get a chunky right now. They out there. It's a square. And what I like about the chunky is it's just that. It's appropriately named. It's the chunky. That joint is a big bite of solid chocolate. And then you got the peanuts and the raisins, because I love Raisinets. Yo, the milk chocolate flavor and that big old bite. That's why I like the jumbo, the king size, the overly large Kit Kat. That chocolate ratio, yo. It's the thickest joint you're gonna find out there. It's delicious. You heard it here. Go get you a chunky. So that is the candy bar episode today. I had some candy today. Maybe you should, but brush your teeth and eat it sparingly because candy bars will make you fat. They're not really healthy. It'd be great if they were and tasted like that, but they are not. So let it be a sweet treat. Let it be a little reward for you. And nothing, I have nothing against my overweight people, my obese people. I watched, walk by. My wife was watching 600-Pound Life. I don't know why she watched that show, but she does sometimes. And there are people of many sizes, from really small to really, really big. So I'm not judging. I just hope you can find your happiness personally. So, as always, I hope you're doing okay. I ask you to please support the show. And any way you can, if you can't do so monetarily or choose not to, then please do so on any of the socials or, like, share, follow, subscribe. Do all of that. It'd be greatly appreciated. I'm glad to be back. I'm pushing myself to be back. So I should be back every week. I drop at noon every Wednesday. You can find me if there's a show topic you want me to cover. Let me know. If you want to be a guest, let me know. We can vibe if you're a fellow podcaster. But it's good to be back. You know what I'm saying? So once again, like I said, I hope you're doing okay. If you're not okay, find a pathway to okay. All right? All right. I'm Mike. This is the Mike's Opinion Podcast. Thank you so much for watching and for listening.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.